Hello, everyone. Amanda Williams, MD, MPH, here with you today because summer is literally right around the corner. If you were here in Florida, you feel like the summer's already here. We're already experiencing those hot, humid days, and that's why I wanted to talk about our alkalizer powder today. This is such a really great blend of really important minerals that can be incredibly beneficial during the hot summer months. So we look at magnesium, potassium, and beta alanine. That's the components of our alkalizer powder. Now, the reason why we combine these three together is because when we look at skeletal muscle recovery, for example, when we look at functionality within the interworkings of the cells, we know that these three together work really, really well when it comes to nourishing tired muscles. And when we think about dehydration, for example, and we know that in the summer we are more prone to this because we have certainly a higher amount of fluid loss that occurs, and oftentimes times unbeknownst to even us because we don't even recognize that we are losing so much more fluid during the summer because when it's humid you are secreting a lot more sweat than you normally do throughout the year. And so you may not feel like you're sweating, but you are definitely losing fluid. So we have to make sure that we maintain our electrolytes. And the reason why this is important is because we have to maintain proper pH. So we want to stay in that nice, healthy alkalinity level. So we don't want to become too acidic. And when we have excessive fluid loss, those electrolytes get out of whack. And this is why taking something like the alkalizer powder during the summer can be really helpful because we are going to be replenishing that potassium and that magnesium, and at the same time providing ourselves with beta alanine, which combines in the body and works synergistically with carnosine. And so when we look at skeletal muscle recovery, when we look at energy production, and we can even look at scientific studies recognizing that the importance of beta alanine in the body when it comes to not only muscle recovery, but even in the setting of aging. And they did a really interesting study, I believe, out in Oklahoma, where they gave beta alanine to elderly individuals. And they wanted to see, they said, okay, well, we know that people who work out sometimes utilize beta alanine for muscle recovery. Would this be beneficial for people who are getting older and the concerns with sarcopenia or age related muscle mass loss? And indeed, this is what they found. They found that the beta alanine actually helped to support overall strength, but also protected against that frailty, which can actually lead to issues such as falling. So it's a really nice way to incorporate beta alanine is to combine it with the magnesium and that potassium. So down here in Florida, when we have much higher humidity levels, oftentimes year round, it seems like having alkalizer powder can be a really good way for you to quickly allow the body to come back to that healthy pH. And at the same time, say you were out and you went for a run or a bike ride or even just a walk around the block, and it allows those muscles to get that potassium and that magnesium back in. And at the same time, we're enhancing it with having that added beta alanine. So the reason why I always like to talk about this in the springtime is because many times people wait until it starts getting nice up in the Midwest and the Northeast, and you go out for the your first long day out in the hot sun, and the next day you don't really feel that good. You're like, oh gosh, what's wrong with me? And what it is, it's the lingering effects of dehydration. So you always want to make sure that you are first and foremost staying hydrated. So, having water is certainly key. We don't want to be drinking things like, Kool-Aid or pop or soda. Not your best way to be obtaining your liquid. So, water, if you want to add green tea into that, that's perfect because we certainly know that green tea can be beneficial, especially during the summer for fending off UV radiation. So, getting the white TTX or the green TTX, adding that in with your water is a really good way to do that. And then we can also add in that alkalizer. And it tastes really good. It's kind of fizzy, so you just add a scoop in with water, kind of fizzes up, and it has this nice citrus taste to it. And like I said, it's a really good way if you're going to be going out. Maybe you're going to the beach or you're just going to be out doing more physical activity, maybe working around in your yard. You know you're going to be sweating more. This is a good way to replenish those electrolytes. So, like I said, muscle recovery is very important, but also just that pH alkalinity is what we are actually trying to achieve. And by that combination of those three things, the potassium, which we know we have to have that when it comes to blood pressure regulation, overall cardiovascular support, obviously kidney function is heavily reliant on that, and then the magnesium, which we know we need for 300 different processes within the body. So we know that both magnesium and potassium, we want to make sure that we keep adequate levels at all times, but then having that beta alanine as well. So a lot of different ways in which you can find the alkalizer powder to be very, very helpful during the hot, humid months. So I definitely encourage you to go to our website, check it out. It's called Alkalizer Powder. And like I said, you can partner that up and also have your green tea or your white tea TX. I will be back with you in a few more days to talk about some more wonderful formulations available at Invite Health. Thank you.